Hey, Stephanie and
Hey,
Axel.
hi, Mary Askew.
How you doing?
He's still getting ready for the close up.
Is he grooming? Getting ready for his close-up?
Yep.
I'm gonna put him in
Ready
close-up.
for my close up, Mr. DeMille.
Are you ready for your close-up, Axel? This is the bunny where he's still grooming. And there
Yeah.
you go. There you go. Hi, beautiful. Oh my God, my favorite rabbit.
Aw.
He's so
Thank you.
sweet.
Oops.
So thanks everybody for joining us. We're just having our quick chats that we hope inspire and soothe you. That's our goal. A couple of them anyway.
One of
So
many.
one of many. So what do we got on topic today?
Okay, so pulling out from a list of topics and we shake it up. Like I said, we can't give it to him because he'll probably eat the homework. So here we go.
Only
Okay.
hay.
How do you bring beauty in the world?
Ooh, beauty. That's such an interesting topic. Um, I think our concept of beauty has been so skewed over the years. You all right there? Um, I kind of look at media and how, they sort of try to tell you what beauty is. And it's so, that beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And then it's sort of very interesting, but it isn't really what you think. And it's so much more energetic than just a look or a thing or an object. And I think we've been so geared in that direction. And then we're starting to see certainly recently of some of these things that are really ugly in the fashion industry and beauty. And ugh, it's like, ooh, nobody wants that. Nobody wants any of that. Give me a sunset on a beach any day.
Definitely. Yeah,
And
I think there's beauty in everything. I mean,
mhm,
just if you take the moment to look, um, it's not even tangible things. I mean, yeah, I mean nature, sunrise, sunset, rain, snow, even though we're that's coming tomorrow.
I love snow and I grew up in snow, but
Oh, I
it,
loved it as a kid, but when you have to work and you have to try to get to work, it's
yeah,
a happy.
and shovel and wipe your car off and woo, it's no fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is so beautiful when you're home relaxing.
Mhm. But it's in everyday interactions, even with people. You smile at somebody, you get a smile back. You
Mm,
offer an encouraging word, um, or just say something pleasant. You don't know what the other person's going through for that day, and it may just be the only light they see that day, and you can, at least lift them for a moment or two. Um, so it's everywhere, and you just have to, I guess, be aware to see it, to acknowledge it, and not get caught up in the rush of the day, going here, going there, because you're looking at point A to point B, but you're missing everything in between. You're missing everything, even driving into work, looking at the sky and whether you have nice clouds that day or you have chemtrails. um, but anything bad too, you can transmute that and
mhm.
turn it into something beautiful. So
I love
it's an,
that.
it's an
Mhm.
opportunity to just be in the moment.
Yeah, and I do like things. I mean, beauty can be brought in, a hot bath, a beautiful bowl of soup on a rainy day. I love candles. I love flowers. I love scents that smell really fresh and good. Not the kind you plug into your wall. Don't do that. Those are toxic. But like nice natural essential oils are really wonderful. I love lemon. So I do like things, and it is some of that, but most of it is really about the light that's within our hearts and how we express that in the world to each other, smiling at people, talking, sharing. Try to think of how you bring beauty into the world. And
Simple things, holding the door open for someone, letting them get into line first, get them, let them go in front of you. If they have less items, they're going to ring up faster than you are. So, um, I mean, even like, if you can afford it, sometimes I've done it where, you pay for the person behind you in the drive-through.
oh, that's so fun to do stuff like that. I love
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
wish I had more funds to do it more often, but when I do have them, so little things that just brighten up people's day.
Yeah, like I had a woman who ran in pouring down rain one day here in New York, and she ran into the deli and was like, "Oh my God, I forgot my wallet. Now I can't even, I left my phone at home. I left my wallet and I need an umbrella." And I just looked at the woman behind the counter and said, "How much is the umbrella?" And I got it for her. And she's like, "You've restored my hope in humanity." I was like, "That's really sad."
Yeah,
but,
but
but I love you. I was
yeah.
like, "No," I said, "Just pass it on." She was so sweet. But I love doing stuff like that because whenever you can, and you don't always, think of it, but I try to look for that.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
human beings are so cool. We're so beautiful by nature. Um, this is a really funny example. I was at the dentist yesterday, which is like the least desirable place to be on the planet, I think. And I was with beautiful people. And the woman who was getting me ready to see the dentist, I just looked at her and I said, "Okay, I'm just going to pretend I'm at the beach right now." And she's like, "Let me help you with that." She
Oh,
put this picture of the beach up on the computer screen, and I was like, "I love you so much right now. I can't even, I don't even know
wow.
what to say. You're adorable." And we were both just cracking up, and the doctor came in and was like, "You need to move those x-rays, that they're in the way of the beach scene." So we all just had so much fun, and I thought how cool people are,
Yeah,
because we want to make things lovely for each other, and we inspire each other to do so.
definitely. That was amazing. I thought they were going to do a road trip to the beach or something.
Yeah. Oh man. And
That's
animals certainly make life beautiful too.
always, always.
I mean, everything they do in the wild or in people's homes, it's such a gift to have them.
Definitely, definitely. I think they're here to remind us of the beauty in the world.
Mhm.
And they're in the moment. They're just in the moment. Um, and just, looking at, whether you just look at them or you interact with them, it's always a special thing, right, Axel? Right?
Axel's like, "Did someone say beautiful? I'm here. There you
And
are.
he
Yeah,
knows
we're
it.
talking about you, baby."
He knows it. Funny guy. You're a funny guy.
They just keep me going. Sometimes it's just so wonderful. I love them. And I don't have a pet, but I had a lot growing up, and I love watching animals in the wild and friends, and it's just amazing.
I've had pets all my life. The longest that I was without one was when my dog passed away in 2020. And he was so special in the way he took care of my mother and watched over her and the interactions. And to me, it was like much more than a dog, it's like a guardian angel. And, it was devastating to me. And I was like, no, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. And then when the opportunity came, he was up for adoption. And I said, all right, well, I'll put in my request. And if it gets approved, and it was meant to be. And I really didn't think I was going to get him. And then the next thing I know, I was like, yeah, you're in. So I was like, okay.
Aw.
And he melts my heart every day because I couldn't do another dog. Um, and I had a rabbit when I was younger. So I was like, oh, you know what? Let me do that again.
I love bunnies. They're just happiness.
They're so cute. They're just, how can you not?
I know a friend of mine sent me this whole thing on Instagram on bunnies, and she's like, this is what you need to watch every day because it's just gonna make you happy because this is just all they are. They're the cutest things.
Yeah, when
You
he
know,
zooms and then he starts hopping in the air for no reason. It's like, what was that all about? And you cannot laugh and you cannot smile when you look at them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're special.
Crack me up. Yeah, he's my new boyfriend. I love him. He's my guy.
And he loves you too.
Oh,
He peek up
so
when we're
sweet.
like, yeah, when we're at the CC Zoom meetings, and then you
Mhm.
come on, it's like there's a
Oh,
few people, that are on there, and you're one of them. When you start talking, he kind of sits
I'm
there at attention.
deeply honored. Deeply honored. Thank you, Axel. Means a lot to me. So Axel's like, I just basically bring beauty into life. And I think that's what we are actually too, as we start to learn a little bit more about our gifts and who and what we really are. We're just these absorbers of pure love, and we go and bring that beauty into the world just by being us. So it's not a big task. Although sometimes when you're getting dressed, it feels like it. Um, but it's not, it's just sort of a way of life, beauty. And I think the more we see that come in, um, as so many things start to become more available to us, because I think a lot of that has been cut off from people,
Mhm.
um, even from people being cut off from nature in cities. We've sort of lost this connection of the beauty of our very being and our very essence. And so I look forward to that coming back. And I think that's just a simple awareness thing. It's not like you have to change your whole entire lifestyle. I mean, nature's everywhere. It's
Mhm.
just reconnecting back to that again.
Right, going back to basics, cutting out the noise that surrounds you, and then
Yeah.
just stopping for a minute and being in the moment.
Yeah. And I have a really funny thing, and I really relate to this now, but I just remember, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, I was working with this really nice guy, and we got onto the elevator together, and I looked at him and I said, well, where have you been on vacation? You look like you got some sun. And he's like, why does everybody keep asking me this? I just went to the park. And I thought, that's so funny. I love you. He made me laugh. And I'm like, you're right. But it's like we did, really, and especially then, I think a little less now today after so much that we've been through. We really had this concept where it was like, in order to experience beauty, you have to go away for it. You have to pay for it and be in a location.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's actually right here. You
Yeah,
just have to go to your park. But he made me very aware of that. And I thought that was so funny. I was like, I love this guy.
but it's true. I mean,
Mhm.
growing up, we didn't have money to go on vacations or anything. So my mother made it a point to take us out, and go to a park, go here, go there. So we were always doing something that was like a little mini vacation, kind of. And so you make do with what you have around you. And I think when you're not distracted with the big fancy resorts, you find the beauty in what's around you.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, it's been the ocean. I always say I'm so lucky to live here, because where else can you take a subway to the ocean
Yeah.
and be the proximity of not having to live like right directly on it, but having access to it.
I
And
remember going to Jones Beach. They used to have a bus from the Bronx to Jones Beach, and my mother, we would do it every week. It was, I think it was like something like 450. The fare was like 450 or something like that. And yeah, and I could every time I think about it, I could still smell the beach when I bring up that memory.
Mhm.
Um, and then when we couldn't do those trips, we would go local, and we really wouldn't go into the water at Orchard Beach. It's kind of risky. Don't know what's in it. But
It's better these days.
yeah, but just being near the ocean, just
Oh, it's
something
so
very.
much fun too, because you're on the subway and you're
Yeah,
riding along, and then all of a sudden people start getting on with surfboards, and you're like,
yeah,
oh yeah, everybody's going to the beach. And
yeah,
the whole mood changes because everybody
yeah.
knows where they're going. And it's just beautiful. I mean, I've had so much fun. I go as much as I can in the summer because it's just so accessible and wonderful.
When I was living in LA, how many times did I go to the beach? I can count them on two hands. That was it. And I was there for like almost 8 years. And I'm like, seriously, I moved out here so I could go to the beach all year round?
Yeah.
Just didn't get caught up in work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's out of that mentality so that we can appreciate what opportunities we have and what's around us, and take a moment to see the beauty. That's
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
And to be in silence is beautiful. Taking some time in the morning on a rainy day to light a candle and just be in this beautiful space within yourself is also a great way to access it. And then coming home at night and having a quiet, maybe a quiet bath, lighting another candle. I'm big on candles, but
Yeah.
I like to bring sparkly things in, especially in the winter when the
Mhm.
sun is setting at 4:30 here on the East Coast. It's a lot. It's intense. So we have to bring in these golden lights as often as we can.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like this
And
wonderful cherry
lights.
blossom tree that my friend gave me.
Love it. Yeah.
She's like, everybody needs a tree that lights up in their living room. And I'm like, you're right. And it was just the greatest gift. It was so sweet and so kind. I love her.
Beautiful.
I see you have lots of little things like that too, where you are.
Yeah, I like to change them up, and they're good. They're, I don't know how good because the battery operated, but it's good if when there's a power outage, you still have light.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love it. It's so much fun to play with these different lights. And I think we're going to see more and more beauty like that in the world of creations that people come up with. I'm also really excited about that because we're truly creative beings by nature and we do create beauty. It's just sort of who we are. It's everything that we are actually. And in the state that we've been in for quite some time, we've been really repressed from that because who can create beauty when you're kind of pissed off and tired
Yeah.
all the time at the world? It's been rough and then toxically poisoned. So we start to see some of these things alleviate. I think you're going to see more and more and more beauty in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I wish you a beautiful evening
You too, my dear.
and I'll see you next time. Bye, Axel. I love you. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you for joining.
Bye.
Bye bye.